Welcome to Housing for Good, a podcast dedicated to housing topics and issues affecting our communities in McPherson County and beyond. With years of experience and expertise, hosts Chris Goodson and Karolyn Moore discuss housing challenges and opportunities with other experts from a variety of housing fields.
Hello, welcome to Housing for Good with Karolyn.
And I'm Chris.
Hey, what are we going to talk about today, Chris?
Well, we got some news and events, so what do we have? We thought maybe we'd bring up Brush Up Mac.
That's right.
It's not till the spring, but we want to remind you guys all of that, especially if you have some older parents, maybe who need a little bit of assistance.
Or your neighbors.
Or anybody that you know about that could use some assistance. We would really appreciate you thinking about that and getting those applications in. We'll start taking those in probably after the first of the year.
Yeah, I usually send them to like the Chamber of Commerce, the Senior Center, Council on Aging.
Yeah.
Or you can print one off our website, McPhersonHousingCoalition.org. And basically what we're looking for are low-income homeowners, elderly homeowners that need yard cleanup. Maybe they need some minor painting.
Wheelchair ramps. We do lots of wheelchair ramps.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And depending on the level of volunteers we have, the talent that they bring, sometimes we're able to do a little bit more, but we would love to get as many people as possible help on the day we do Brush Up Mac.
Yeah.
It's held in April.
Do we have a date for that yet?
Well, not
Sometime.
yet.
Okay.
And then you and I were talking this morning. Remember I came in pumping my fist in your office?
Oh, you were.
Saying it's about time that my client got some great news. So I just wanted to share that I have a client. She has been struggling with her health, found out recently that she's got cancer. And, you know, when that kind of a situation is going on and we're trying to help these families, it can just feel like every bit of news is bad news.
Yeah.
And so I just wanted to put it out there that, you know what, that hard work pays off. She had a job interview today. As long as her background check comes back okay, which I'm sure it will, she's going to be starting a new job and she's super excited. This is going to help her family on that journey towards stability.
And it makes all the work, for us, it makes it worth it.
It makes,
to be able to start seeing these families really moving forward and being able to take care of themselves. You know, and it gives them a lot of pride to be able to manage their own finances, their own housing issues. Their kids do so much better when they're able to be in permanent housing and stay in permanent housing. And she's such an awesome person. So I was so excited when you gave us that information this morning. Sometimes the news isn't always great, or we're scrambling around here trying to figure out how are we going to pay for that, or what are we going to do here, or whatever. And then you came in with such great news. So yay, that was good. But so now we've been talking a little bit. We have a guest today.
We do.
So you want to tell us who it is, Karolyn?
Absolutely. We have Chief Mikel Golden from McPherson Police Department with us. We're super excited about having him here today to talk to us about the police department and homelessness, kind of what they're seeing. But let's start out, Mikel, by just telling us who you are, what is your background, share with us anything and everything you're willing to do.
All right. Well, I'm Mike Golden, originally from Brooklyn, New York. Did 8 years in the Navy and then became an officer here in McPherson. A little bit about my childhood. I was born to a single mom who used to reside in the subways with me as a child, homelessness. And then my mom died when I was 17, and I lived out of my car for almost a year. And ended up joining the Navy, which saved my life.
Awesome.
That's an incredible story.
Yes.
That's just an incredible story.
Okay, I have to ask you, how in the world did you find your way from Brooklyn, New York to McPherson, Kansas?
Well, once again, the Navy introduced me to my bride, Tina, who was serving in the Navy as well, and she was from Long Beach, California. And her dad moved to Wichita to do aircraft industry, and she's like, you know, why don't you get out of the Navy and we can go to Kansas? And I chased the girl. So
here
we are.
We're very happy that he did that, aren't we?
We are happy that he chased the girl.
I have to say what a great police chief that we have.
Yes.
I mean,
Thank
seriously, it's been anytime we have a problem or an issue, positive, negative, whatever it is, you're right on top of it. It makes us feel really good and safe as a member of this community. We appreciate you a lot.
Well,
and I love your perspective towards the folks that struggle with their housing. and just that insecurity of where am I going to sleep tonight. And I just love it that we have somebody that gets it, because so many times the folks that we are trying to convince about the importance of the work we're doing, they just don't get it. So I love that. All right,
So we have a question. Hopefully you had a chance to look at this a little bit. But Grant Pass versus Johnson. For those of you who don't know, the Supreme Court upheld Grant Pass' right to arrest homeless individuals. Is there anything about McPherson that's going to affect our communities, or does that have anything to do with us at all?
So a few weeks ago, the commission received a letter from the community asking us not to arrest homeless people because of this Supreme Court ruling. It is never our intention to arrest homelessness. Our objective is to get them to the help they need to get back on their feet, to be, back in the working class and contributing to the community. And across Kansas, I have not heard of any agency actually enforcing that rule at all.
That's wonderful. I mean, that's really good. That is not an answer in our opinion. I mean, we try to stay out of the political realm a little bit. We just watch what's going on and we see things, but
it is a conversation that's been happening on multiple levels, from our balance of state and KHRC through mental health facilities, different conversations I'm involved with, where people are very concerned about what that ruling might do. And so I think we're trying to get a handle on how do we react to it before we have to react to it.
Yeah.
So
right. Our jails, they don't need to be filled with people that are homeless. Obviously, there's cases that we get called multiple times to a location and somebody's causing a disturbance who's homeless, and it goes on for a while and they do something illegal. At that point, they are arrested for the activity of criminal trespass or disorderly or something like that. But it's a temporary thing. You take them to jail for a couple hours and then they're out, and then you just hope that you don't have to hear that they're bothering the public again, Yeah. So it's revolving, and we know in McPherson we have those that are homeless and they're staying in hallways at businesses downtown, and they're staying in our parks. And the PD deals with the same people every day. So what I did is I contacted the Churches United in Ministry and said that we will start doing vouchers again for homeless or people that have come through that need a hotel room for the night or need gas money or need some food, that we will help them. And only in extreme emergencies will we use their vouchers for locals. So if the temperature's over a certain degree, 105-degree day, where they don't have water, we can get them into shelter and get them some food, or if it's a freezing day. But then again, they need to accept it. So, and that becomes an issue as well.
Yeah. I know you and I have spoken before, because there was a man with a shopping cart in front of the library. And usually I don't have a problem walking up to somebody that I know is homeless and having a conversation with them. But I called you because it's like, this one, I feel different about just walking up to him. What advice do you have for me? We talked about the difference in how it raises the temperature just having a police officer show up. And so we had a nice conversation about that. But what should people do if they see somebody and there's something about the situation that they're in that causes them to be concerned? What would you recommend they do?
Trust your gut. Always, there's a sixth sense inside of us that tells us when something's not right, and law enforcement officers feel it a lot. So if you have somebody that you're trying to deal with, obviously on the average person, you can go up and say, hey, do you need something? Can I help you? But if you're not feeling comfortable, there's no issue with calling the police department, and we'll make contact without you even standing there, so you don't have to be a part of that, and we'll find out what the person needs.
Okay,
and
that's awesome.
We can
good
go from
advice.
That's really good advice. How often are your officers seeing people homeless in our community? Would people be surprised the number?
I don't think they would be surprised the number. Even with the department looking at homelessness in McPherson, it's how it's defined. When I was living out of my car, I was homeless. But when I was staying with a friend on his couch, I wasn't homeless. So it all depends on how you look at homelessness. If they're strictly staying outside, I mean, they're legit. There's nowhere for them to go. We have a handful of those in McPherson, and we deal with them every day.
What about evictions? Are you seeing Are you involved with the eviction? Because I think you don't do that, right? That's the sheriff's office. That's not something you're involved with.
Right. The sheriff's office handles evictions that come through the court, but we do respond to unwanted persons. So somebody brings somebody in for the night to be a good community member, or help them out, and then they want them gone and they refuse to leave. We'll get involved in those and help. But as for full-blown out evictions, that's the sheriff's office.
Now, I know that you kind of pointed our direction a webinar that's going on where they're talking about people exiting prisons or jails and they're strictly going into homelessness. How much are we seeing that here in McPherson?
I would say not much, because we're not arresting our homeless people.
Okay.
So would I say that some of our homeless get in trouble, whether that be drugs or trespass or, the minor crimes, misdemeanors? They're coming into our jail to be released back out. But as a large part, not much at all.
Okay, good.
Now, Stepping Up was a great partner to come in, and the county did a resolution as well as the city to use Stepping Up, which is keeping homeless people out of jail and getting them to the resources. So we try to use them. Captain Arlo Blevins in the jail, he's running with that, so it's great.
I don't think I'm familiar with that
and
program.
who did you partner with for that?
Stepping Up, it was Audra Goldsmith, who's the leader of that program. It's nationwide, and it's just a list of resources.
Okay.
So, they do great.
Awesome.
I wasn't aware of that program. Were you?
Well, I've heard about it in the background. Like, I've been to a couple of meetings and they've mentioned it. But I think there's more going on around this subject than what we're even realizing. Mm-hmm. So that's awesome.
Yeah. And the big thing the Undersheriff James Bergstrom is pushing is immediate treatment. So when somebody's arrested and they're in jail and maybe they're going to do 30 days, during that time they're getting sober, that's when you start working on your addiction. So they bring in the experts from Prairie View to start that there. So when they get out, they have a fighting chance.
Yeah.
That's really great. I mean, that's great news for people struggling from jails and different people, that you guys are really being so proactive with all these different things that are going on.
I always say when Chris and I go someplace to talk, that I am so proud of McPherson with all of the resources and all the programs, and everybody works together. Do you, as a police chief, and do your officers see the programs that we have in McPherson actually working for people that are struggling?
Yes. There's some great programs in McPherson. Step MC is a humongous one that helps those get out of poverty. CKF is working with addiction. And our network with Prairie View and the Housing Coalition, just everybody that comes together. It's always the same people in the meetings. I would like to see some others get involved that maybe are some movers or can network and help us out. Yeah, I mean, we work and we constantly have meetings on how to make things better in MAC.
Yeah, well, and we also have a couple of programs that help people who are wanting to get out of drug or alcohol addiction and take those final large steps to become more stable, and they need that program. So I think that we see the benefits of that also in our community.
Yes.
Yeah, so what do you think we could do better? What are we looking at? You probably see things from a whole different perspective than we would. So what do you think we could do a little bit better in McPherson? What are we missing?
So right now we have a gray form that we give out to all victims of crimes. And we're adding a QR code to the back of that, which lists out all the resources that are local for them, as well as domestic violence and sexual assault. So there's actually 2 QR codes that are going there. We're also putting QR codes on our vehicles so people can take a picture of that without necessarily talking to a cop, but they can get the resources right there, find out who they can call. So how can we do better? Get the information out on the resources as much as possible, build the team, and have somebody lead that team and keep on pushing it, and things will come.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of progress just since we've started with everybody working together and the different community meetings. And I mean, it seems like we have a problem. Child care has been a big one. And now all these people are together trying to figure that out. Homelessness, poverty. It's really cool to see how our community comes together. And it is really fun for us because we do a lot of public speaking. And we feel so proud of ourselves. We're just a representative of this community, but we get to say our community's doing this and our community's doing that. And it's a model. It really is a model that needs to go across the nation. I think if more communities would come together like we do we could solve a lot of issues.
Right. Like the Community Foundation does wonderful.
Yes.
And I even had another police chief in another city who was very interested in your,
Oh, yes.
what do you call it, tiny homes?
Our tiny home
The Oak
village.
Harbor Cottages.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
cottages. They were very interested on starting the same program up there. It's just getting a hold of them and getting that ball rolling. So
Yeah, and we're always
for them.
willing to go talk to whoever, whenever, whatever we can do to help promote this and push it out. We're happy to do it. We love talking about McPherson County even as a whole. We just love our community, and we are very proud. I mean, not a lot of people can say that the whole community built it's $1 million shelter that we have. And there's not a lot of communities that's what happened. It's usually government funding or different things, and our community did this.
Yeah,
And
it's a wonderful program.
Yeah.
You guys have done great.
Thank you.
Well, and it has made a huge difference. I've been working today on a grant, and I'm trying to explain how before we had those cottages, we would simply try to get somebody housed. And then you pray that they take advantage of whatever services they can get their hands on. Now that we have the cottages, we have some place to safely put somebody. And we actually have another grant that then gives me the money to hire an attorney, get the mental health counseling, get them to see a medical doctor,
yeah.
give them
Childcare.
time to sign up for food stamps and child care assistance and help them with transportation. And the difference that has made in the lives of the people before and after the cottages, I think is going to be tremendous, because we're
Yeah.
actually now finally into it long enough to be able to start tracking some of the data. It's amazing what communities can do if they, like you said, all come together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was undercover narcotics for about 8 years, and when I run up to these people that I've arrested in the past, I'm like, Golden, I've been sober for this long. It's just a great feeling, you know. There is a chance, there's hope. It's just getting out of that forest, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And once you get them on the path, it's good.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know? So it's good to see people recovering and becoming, you know, what they should be, you know, and not being these, you know, getting into the illegal activity and everything else that goes on.
Absolutely. Well, is there anything else that you'd like to share with us, sir, while you're on our podcast?
I just want to say thank you for giving me the opportunity to come here and speak with you. And I think McPherson is on the right direction on a lot of things that they are doing. Always room for improvement. There's always room for improvement in the police department. And, you know, I like to hear complaints, good and bad. That way we can make our department exactly what it needs to be for McPherson. And if you have concerns, always feel free to give us a call and we'll respond.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, and so if you're listening to this podcast and you think, hey, I want to hear so-and-so talk to these girls, get a hold of us. You can reach us through McPhersonHousingCoalition.org. We have a form there. You can also get a hold of us at housingforgood@McPhersonHC.org, or you can simply call our office, 620-241-7828, either extension 17
Or 11.
or 11.
We would love, love, love to hear from you guys.
Absolutely.
Call us, talk to us, any way you want to, you know, call in, good, bad, or ugly, or indifferent. Let us know how you're feeling, what you think. We just want to make this beneficial to everyone. We want it to be informative. We want it to be fun. And we want to get the information up about what's going on in McPherson County and the nation sometimes.
Yeah. We actually have a couple of interviews. Cheyenne Croker with DCF is going to be joining us. And then Patrick Flaming
Oh, yeah.
or someone from Prairie View. And that'll be very interesting, too, because, again, both of these agencies that they're coming to talk to us about, they're part of our program, part of our people,
they're
our organizations that help everything come together for the families in need. And so thank you so much for joining us today.
Housing for Good.
Have a great day.